What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, so we are going to continue our coverage over Acts of Vengeance, and now we pick back up with Power Pack. Now, before we dive into today's storyline, I want to remind you guys what was Acts of Vengeance all about. So when it came to 1989, 1990, Marvel gave us a massive crossover known as Acts of Vengeance, where we were able to see our heroes go up against characters they don't usually fight against. So for example, you have Spider-Man fighting against Magneto. You have Wolverine fighting against Tiger Shark, and the list goes on and on. And so it's a way for our heroes to go up against characters they don't usually fight against. Now, why were the bad guys going after different heroes? Well, it all because of Loki. You see, you had Loki go to a group of characters and said, the reason why you guys are always losing to the same heroes over and over again because those heroes know how to fight you. Those heroes know how to stop you. Why not go after a different hero where you might actually have the advantage and might actually win the battle? And so that is why you have different villains going after different heroes. Now, when it comes to Acts of Vengeance, you do have a main group of villains who kind of work in the inner circle. That'll be Red Skull, Kingpin, Doctor Doom, Magneto, and also Loki. Now, when it comes to Loki, he does pretend to be somebody else and really plays a servant role, but the other characters don't realize that they're being used by Loki to accomplish his goal, which is to get rid of all the Earth heroes. And so today's video is going to be about Power Pack. Now, when it comes to Power Pack, they only had one single issue tie into the actual crossover, Power Pack number 53. But we are going to see our heroes go up against a character they don't usually fight against, and that's going to be Typhoid Mary. Now, before we are able to properly dive into this book, I kind of want to explain who Power Pack truly is. You see, when it comes to Power Pack, it's all about four kids. That will be Alex, Julie, Jack, and Katie Powers. Now, their parents are Dr. James Powers and also Margaret Power. Now, when it comes to James, he was known as one of the best scientists in the world, and he was able to discover a new kind of power source, better known as the antimatter engine. Now, this power source would have been great for the entire world. But here's the problem. It also had the ability to wipe out the entire planet. Now, when it came to kids, they were actually confronted by an alien. Now, guys, I am not going to sit here and try to pronounce the alien's name, but when it came to alien, it told the kids, guys, I come from a world that's no longer around. My world was wiped out by the antimatter engine. And once I heard that you guys also have one, I came here to warn you guys to do not use it because it has the potential to wipe out your entire planet. Now, this alien was also severely injured, but the alien had the ability to pass on its powers to new people. It had 4 different abilities and gave each ability to one child of Power Pack, which then led to them becoming the Power Pack team. Now, like I said earlier, when it comes to Typhoid Mary, she usually is a Daredevil villain, but today she's going up against Power Pack. Now, when it comes to Typhoid Mary, she has multiple personalities. Now, when it comes to regular Mary, she's sweet, she's nice, everyone loves her. But the other Mary, Typhoid Mary, she's not sweet or nice. Matter of fact, she's a pyrokinesis. She has the ability to set things on fire, but she also loves the idea of burning people and killing people. Now, the opening pages of Typhoid Mary, we see her talking to, well, a doctor, and we're left to believe that it could be her psych doctor. But you didn't have this doctor asking her to tell her what did she do to Power Pack. And so this story does take place in the past, while you have Typhoid Mary telling her doctor what she exactly did to the children. Now, when it comes to Typhoid Mary, when she does start her story, she tells us how she met the Power Pack team. And it all began with her allowing the good side of her to take over their body. And when it came to Good Mary, she got a new job at a school for blind people. And that is how she met the Power Pack team. You see, around this time in Marvel Comics, Power Pack was hanging out with Dagger. Now, you know Dagger, part of the Cloak and Dagger duo. But around this time in Marvel Comics, Dagger was actually blind. And so you had the kids hang out with her for, good friend support. But while hanging out with her, a ball almost hit her, but she was able to dodge it. Now, when it came to Dagger and Power Pack, while they were having their conversation, well, that is when they were introduced to Mary. She says it's her fault the ball almost hit her. But now our heroes have met Typhoid Mary, and they were able to build a bond with her. Now, with this bond, it led to Mary going home with them to meet the parents of both Dagger, but the parents of Power Pack as well. Now, at first, they went to Dagger's apartment to meet her stepfather, but after that, they went over to the home of Power Pack. Now, when it came to Mary being introduced to the father of Power Pack, you had to realize that there was something going on with Alex. And we come to find out that Alex feels like that he is not going to be able to make his father proud one day. He feels like that he is going to fail his dad when it comes to him growing up, because his dad is a great scientist. His siblings are great in other areas, but he's not great in anything at all. Now, he tells all of this over to Typhoid Mary, the sweet side. But when it comes to Sweet Mary, she begins to tell him her life story about her father, who was also blind like Dagger. But here's the catch though. You see, when it came to her father, when he lost his sight, he felt like there was no point of having electricity in their house anymore, because he himself would not be able to see anything at all. And so for Mary, she had to grow up without any kind of power in her apartment. Now, when it came to Mary, she still wanted to be there for her father, hoping to bring him out of his depression. But unfortunately, nothing ever worked. He stayed being depressed up to his death. But she felt like it was her fault. She felt like that she was a failure. And so you now have Mary and Alex being able to build a bond with one another here. Now, when it comes to Typhoid Mary, when she does go back to her apartment, she has an episode where you do have the two different personalities begin to fight for control, where it shows that the evil side was listening in the entire time when it came to Good Mary being able to build a bond with the Power Pack team, because that is what the evil side wanted, to gather more intel on them, to find a way to bring down Power Pack from the inside out. And so once she had enough intel and how she knew how she was going to attack, you had the evil side being able to take over the body to get rid of Good Mary. But now, shifting our focus back over to the present day, we do get confirmation that, well, Typhoid Mary is not talking to her psych doctor. Instead, she's talking to Dr. Doom. You see, this was Dr. Doom wanting to gather more intel on Power Pack, or possibly go after them. And so he sent in Typhoid Mary, and he wants to know everything she was able to gather while being with that group. Now, when it comes to Mary, she tells us that now she knows she has an angle to play with when it comes to Alex, because now Alex has fallen in love with the Sweet Mary. But now Sweet Mary is no longer around. Now it's just good old evil Mary being able to take control of the body and being able to do whatever she wants to do. And now she knows she has an angle to play with, which is Alex. And so she goes over to the house of Power Pack. Now, when she does, this is Alex saying like, okay, she's here for me, and maybe I'll be able to have some quality time with her. But unfortunately, as soon as she walks in, she says, I want to see your father. And when it comes to Alex, he is jealous of his father and the idea of how brilliant his father is. And so the entire time, when it comes to evil Mary hanging out with James in front of Alex, Alex is getting angrier and angrier. And matter of fact, you have Mary kiss James on the lips, and to make sure that she was in the right angle, the right spot, to make sure that Alex saw her kissing her father, and so he feels betrayed. Now, when it comes to Dr. Doom, he's very confused about why in the world Typhoid Mary is trying to spend so much time playing mind games with Alex, because Dr. Doom sent her over there to gather intel on the technology that Power Pack is holding on to. Alien technology. And so he's very confused on why in the world she is trying to play mind games with Alex. And you have Typhoid Mary saying she loves to play with her prey before she's able to kill them off. Now, when it comes to Alex, he finds a note that was left behind by Mary. Now, in this note, it seems that she's in danger, and he has to go out of his way to go save her. And apparently, she's being held in the basement. Now, as soon as Alex gets down there, and he believes that he's gonna find a sweet Mary in danger, he finds evil Mary. He finds Typhoid Mary, and she is ready to go. Now, when it comes to Alex, he does change into his Power Pack outfit to battle against her. But the problem is, she's all like, hold up, before you attack me, I want to let you know that I have your father, and currently your father is trapped inside an elevator. And let's not forget that I am a pyrokinesis. I have the ability to set almost anything on fire. And just like that, the entire building is on fire. Now, the rest of Power Pack does arrive to help out Alex, but he tells them, go out there and help out the other innocent people who are trapped inside this building. Let me be the one to deal with her and save our father as well. Now, the rest of the book is really more of Alex trying his best to save his father from Typhoid Mary. And every single time it seems that he'll be able to actually save his father, she's able to get away once again. Now, when it comes to Typhoid Mary, she believes that she knows everything about each member of Power Pack, because the Kingpin was also keeping tabs on each member of Power Pack, except he left out one huge detail, that every once in a while, when it comes to Power Pack, they trade powers with one another. And so when it comes to Alex, he does not have his usual ability. He has a different kind of ability where he is able to catch Typhoid Mary off guard and to be able to save his father from her. Now, she does leave. But when it comes to Dr. Doom, he's not really happy about the idea that Typhoid Mary tried to kill off the father of Power Pack, because he understands what it is like to lose a parent. He knows that it could completely change a child. And there are 4 in Power Pack, and that could be a huge change in those characters, which could affect him down the road. Because for Dr. Doom, he lost his father. And when he lost his father, at that moment, he had completely changed into a different character. And when it comes to Typhoid Mary, she realized that she was able to discover something really important about Dr. Doom that most people don't know about him. But that is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.